Welcome back to The Bar is Loaded. I'm your host, Danny Taylor.
And co-host, Thomas Regan.
We're back for season 3. Chris is fired. He done a terrible job.
That's harsh.
Any messing? I think he's here. I think he's doing a bit of training.
Yeah.
How are we, Thomas? Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm good. It's good to be back.
Why are we doing this? Why have we put the defibs on the Bar is Loaded on the podcast?
Just thought, you know what? When I was in Canada, I was doing my own podcasting, and I kind of missed it when I come back. And I was like, what better way to do it than come back to the original podcast that we started?
The OG.
Yeah, the OG hosts.
Yeah, we had a couple of good episodes. We had a good run. I think we ended up recording 15 episodes
Something
for
like
the
that,
first season.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't make it to
No.
probably for the best. So if you don't know me, I'm the owner, I'm the founder, the director of Taylor Strength Training. Have been since 2011, and I found a passion for coaching people. So this is for you guys who are tuning in for the first time. Otherwise, skip forward a few minutes because you're going to hear a little reintroduction of me and Thomas, I guess.
Yep.
But, if you got nothing else to do, lockdown, then, you can tune in and waste your time listening to our pathetic accounts of the last few years.
So, are you going to start then?
Should I?
Yeah, go on.
All right, then.
Give you the floor.
All right, already introduced yourself. Background, bit of a nerd, love gaming. Found a passion for helping people, ultimately. And that's what led to me starting my own fitness business at the time. And then as my training kind of evolved over the years and I got more into strength training, then so did the coaching. I was inspired by people like Joe DeFranco, Zach Evanish, all these big S&T coaches over in the States. I wanted what they had. I knew that I had to work hard for it, and I always had a strong work ethic. Not so much in the early days. But it was always there, I think. I always dreamed of opening my own gym, and I'm a stubborn bastard, so I done it. So 2015 it was, May 2015, I opened my first facility after coaching from 2010. So I've been coaching for 10 years now, recently retired. Onto fresher, newer pastures, big fishing trip. That's an inside joke, so hopefully a few of you get that one. But yeah, I wouldn't say better things. I'd say a slight shift in focus, which is allowing me to grow Taylor's as a whole, so we can help more people. That's my goal ultimately. Help as many people as possible.
So much that you need to focus more on business management than the actual coaching side of the fitness industry now.
Yeah, I think I've served me time, so to speak, in terms of being a coach. We got to the point in business where we kind of, things have come to a head in terms of we couldn't really progress any further without me dedicating more time to actually operating and running the business and leading the charge.
But that's a good testimony to you that you've built this so big that you've got to take a step back from the coaching now and just do what you need to do, which is the business aspect or the business side, which is good.
Definitely. I think it's it can be difficult for anyone to do, so big shout out to anyone who's ever had to change roles or step away from something there, and I'm still truly passionate about it, and I was honestly devastated having to make the call to do it. I'm still involved in coaching. I still do online coaching, and of course I'll still be helping my clients who supported me over the years. I'll still be helping them until the end of time. So I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, so to speak. So what's happened in recent history, I guess? Anything else that I need to cover? I opened the second facility in 2016 in the same location. So that was 9 months after.
This year.
And then more recently moved to the city centre of Liverpool. So this was the big leap for us, and this is when we started to take things even more seriously. We started to attract even more talent. We saw the rise of Olympic weightlifting at Taylor's now.
Strong man.
We're on the map. We are the place, the home of strength sports. We finally got a tagline for the business. It only took 10 years. But yeah, this year, 2021, we're celebrating our 10th anniversary, our 10th year in business. So that's very exciting. Hopefully, all being well, we get to really celebrate that.
After lockdown.
Let's not talk about the L word yet. We're going to get to that, aren't we?
Yeah.
The elephant in the room. What about you, Thomas? Introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you want?
So, I'm Thomas. If you know me from the gym, I do mental performance coaching here. Since the first season, I've actually got my qualifications in personal training, so I'm now a strength coach here myself. I did take a bit of a hiatus as well by going to Canada, which we talked about on the previous seasons. So yeah, I'm back and I'm ready
Twice.
to
Canada twice.
Canada
Ditched
twice.
us twice.
Yeah.
Broke my heart twice.
Sorry.
Once you got a photo. Second time, piss off.
Yeah, yeah. And so I'm back now. I'm back for good. Well,
back.
Well, back for good. Yeah, I'd
I
say
hope so.
that until I get my, unless I get another travel bug. But at the minute, I am back for good.
You might get another bug.
COVID bug.
Let's hope not. We're not going to talk about it yet, are we?
No.
What are your origins, Thomas? I know I briefly touched on mine. But
So,
just for people who are tuning in for the first time.
So my background is in sports psychology. So I went to university, Liverpool Hope University, did a bachelor's in sports psychology. And then I went down to Bristol. I went to the University of the West of England. I did a master's, got my master's. And I've done like stints in America doing like football coaching, coming back doing some football coaching. And then that's when I scrapped football coaching for a bit and just focused on my mental performance stuff. And that's when I first came to you 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 years ago.
4 years ago,
4 years ago.
2017.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's
I hope that reference is correct because I might be doing jail time if it's wrong.
Yep. And then that's when, so I think I came in the summer of 2017.
No,
and
69 it was.
In summer 69.
Sorry, terrible
And then
joke.
I started Cycle Elite Performance in November, I think.
Love the name, love the logo. We got that on camera here. Cycle Elite, love it. Unique.
Yep. And it took me the logo took me a while to actually do, but the name just came to me, Elite Performance Psychology. And I was like, bang bang.
Love it. And since we're going to touch on what we've been up to, you made an impact in Canada. You took powerlifting to the area that you were living in. What was it called?
Yukon, Whitehorse and
Whitehorse.
Yukon, yeah. So not many people were actually personal trainers there to start with. And then I came in, powerlifter, and loads of people started getting into powerlifting, yeah.
Strongest in the gym.
Pound for pound, I was
Best
up there.
tickers.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Because it was like,
Modest.
I'm not putting it down to like, I don't want to sound like big-headed or something, but like with commercial gyms, when you walk into commercial gyms, you do seem to be like the better
Pound for pound, strongest.
Not yeah, but just technique-wise as well. I think like because obviously
everyone's a mess.
being here, I was a mess. Yeah, I was a mess when I first come here, and then I started learning proper technique, proper form, all that sort of thing. And then going back into the commercial setting.
When you walk into the bunker and you look at the board and the strongest person on the board is a girl who's half your size, half your weight, but double your strength.
Yeah.
You better shut the fuck up and get lifting.
Yeah, exactly. And it was weird coming from a private gym back into a commercial setting. Just because like you see things in this commercial gyms and you're just like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you see it on Instagram all the time, don't you? Powerlifting motivation, gym fails,
yeah,
shit like that.
Just people doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing, like benching more, and then I don't know. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
The commercial side's a mess. But then there was really, but I would say though that the personal trainers there were really, really good, and they were all about technique, all about form, and they were.
There's a question for you then. So do you feel like the standard of coaching is higher over there in Canada?
No.
You haven't got like, because here you've got like a copy and paste generic like stereotype PT, put it in the name, stick it in the bio, when really the abbreviated version means physiotherapist or physical therapist,
Yeah.
something along those lines. It doesn't actually mean personal trainer.
Yeah, I think over there it depends
Truth
what
bomb.
kind of coach you are,
Mm.
like what kind of person you are as well. Because people I know, I'm not gonna name names, but I know people in where I was, and
Mhm.
the form wasn't great.
What's his name?
I'm not saying anything, but he was like, his form was trash, to be honest. Like,
if you listen to
he was
this,
spouting and
if you listen to this, would you know Tim?
yeah, probably.
Yeah,
He
I hope he tunes in.
spouted a lot of shit, to be fair.
Yeah, you know what though? Was that in Canada? You get that everywhere you go though.
I know.
You get that in fucking exercise for less in Belvedere.
Yeah.
Juice heads fucking bouncing around, curling all sorts,
Yeah.
curling 50 kilos.
And it's just like,
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
yeah. And then, but there was other coaches that were spot on. Like, there was a guy called Ross that I really took a lot from him. Like, I think he was in his mid-40s.
Mm.
And he was a strong dude, like, but strong. And he was like, you know what? I hardly squat, bench, deadlift anymore, because all it does like unilateral work and movements to make
I
sure,
like that. Yeah.
hip airplanes,
you don't have to
Bulgarians.
squat, bench, and deadlift to get strong.
No.
You don't have to.
And
in
he's
fact, unless you're competing for powerlifting, just avoid them because
Yeah.
like they do fuck you up at some point.
Yeah.
If you're trying to push them anyway to that level.
Yeah. And that's what he said. He was like, listen, I've done all what you used to do, trying to be the strongest, trying to push loads of weight. And he's like, I just fucked myself up.
You can only do it for so long, and yeah, I am a fucking testament to that. I'm still trying to find new ways to fuck myself up all the time. Since we're talking about what we've been up to, I'm now converted. I now do Olympic weightlifting.
Dark side.
Last time I've switched to the dark side. Yeah,
Dark side.
I've been fully converted. So season 1, I was in my last year or so. Not that I knew it at the time, of powerlifting.
Yeah.
And then what I wanted, my strategy was to learn a little bit about Olympic weightlifting, but you can't just learn a little bit about Olympic weightlifting. If you've done Olympic weightlifting, and I know you've tried, it's super humbling. Like, there's so much to learn.
I don't have
If
the
you think
patience.
powerlifting's hard to get into, then don't even bother with Olympic weightlifting, because it's just on another fucking level. The fact that you've got to like change position multiple times with weight, and then it's not A to B. Like, you've got to be dynamic. You've got to be able to like, you got to be able to flow. It's not like static strength like powerlifting. It's dynamic. Like, one minute you're in like a deadlift position. Next minute the weight's like getting turned over into a front squat. So this is if I'm talking about clean and jerk.
Yeah.
And then it's going overhead. But then each time you've got to try and drop under it quickly.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult. Like, you've got to be able to do things quickly, but also you've got to learn them slowly, and it's hard, especially if you come from
A powerlifting
background
yeah.
like me, where it's fucking it's ingrained in my mind to do knees forward on the squat or something like that, or like I'll use the deadlift as an example, just because you're pulling off the floor all the time. With the deadlifts, you're trying to lock the weight out by moving your hips forwards through the load. Now with Olympic weightlifting, you've got to keep going. Where I'd usually like stop, and then I wouldn't even have to think about it, because I'd done tens of thousands of deadlifts over the years. I've now got to think, I've got to keep going and jump up with the weight. And when you first do it, it's pretty scary.
Yeah, and that's what, when the first time I tried Olympic weightlifting, is that I remember Joe telling me that I'm too fast off the floor. He said, stop being a powerlifter, like, because I'm ripping it off the ground like I would the deadlift. And he's like, no, you need to be slower. And for me, I just don't have the patience for an Olympic weightlifting, and I know I don't.
Hit the nail on the head.
So,
You've got to be patient.
Yeah. Definitely. I don't have the patience for it, so I'd rather just
I haven't got the
powerlift.
patience, yet I am really stubborn.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm still doing it. I ultimately started this to get a grasp of the sport, to like understand it, because we offer it as an experience for people now.
Yeah.
It's a service. It has literally grown to similar levels in terms of like the community and stuff, and how many new lifters it's attracting, and just like the hype around it. Like, it has kind of grew to the same level as powerlifting at Taylor's now.
It's probably, would you say it's on par, or maybe even better?
Bigger. Maybe even
I'd
bigger
say
at this
bigger,
point. Yeah. I'd say, especially now that I've stepped back from powerlifting, and kind of my lifters are kind of just doing their own thing now. The Olympic weightlifting's become a real force at Taylor's now. So we're just going to do the same with strongman now. So get a move on, Chris and Adam.
Yeah. basically.
What else have we been up to? What else has happened recently? Let's not talk about COVID yet, because that is the next one.
That's trying to think.
What's been going on with you? Obviously, you went over there. You come back here.
Yep. So, okay then. We'll talk about that then.
Yeah.
So, basically, I came back over because I thought, you know what, I think like Taylor's that I was missing the gym in terms of like the private training, if that makes sense. Not like the commercial gyms. Like I wouldn't like to work in a commercial gym again, but I wanted to come back here, do my personal training in a private gym that people know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I'd be able to step up the ladder in the business instead of just being a coach, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think Taylor's always been a home away from home, I guess, for yourself.
Yeah,
obviously,
definitely.
You've grown here so much, and then it's obviously inspired you to start coaching too, which you took over to Canada, and you've now brought back. And hopefully, once all this COVID malarkey's in the bin, it's only going to be good stuff and steps forwards for yourself and more growth for us all.
That's what we want, isn't it? Like after lockdown, it's just everyone getting back to normal.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And coaches thriving.
Yeah, absolutely. Should we address the elephant in the room then? Should we talk about lockdown, everyone's favourite topic of conversation? You hear it 5, 6, 7,000 times a day now. Yeah.
Go on then, how's your lockdown been?
Honestly, I've been fine. Yeah. People are like, oh, you're okay, like the gym. Yeah, obviously it's a worry and it's always in the back of my mind. But if anyone knows me well, I always try and at least switch me focus. I always try and focus on what opportunity there is. So, or like what positive I can take out of something.
Yeah.
So I'll never let the negative really beat me down unless it's super, super bad and there's kind of no going back kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'll always try and look at things as like, okay, right, we can't do this. It's a system essentially, isn't it? We can't do this. We can't do that. We can't operate normally. So what can I do in place of that time? So nothing changed for me. I spent one day working from home the first day of the lockdown. Yep. Realised straight away that I was nowhere near as productive or efficient and was constantly distracted. It wasn't the right environment for me, so I've like 100% got empathy for people who are stuck working at home. Yep. Unless you prefer it and you know that is your environment, then cool. But I don't want to shit where I sleep, you know.
Yeah.
So, so for me, it's just like straight back in the gym after day 2 of the lockdown, and then started to plan in terms of like how we could use that time to improve what we do in the gym, how we operate as well as a business, improve the processes of the business, how I was going to transition from being a coach to just running the business. That was my first taste of it really, because I wasn't coaching. I was sending out online sessions and stuff every day. But I wasn't like on the gym floor coaching, so my hours changed a little bit as well. I found that I was coming in a lot earlier, and then I was starting to just put in like a consistent days and consistent times rather than coming in at like 7:30, 8 in the morning and then leaving at 9 at night. I'd be coming in at 7:30, 8 in the morning, leaving at 7:30, 8 at night. So I found I was recovering better. Generally speaking, it was a lot better for me. So I've taken a lot of positives out of it, to be honest.
Do you feel like you've got more of a routine now? Since lockdown?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I think I've got massive empathy for anyone who struggled throughout the lockdown. And I will use the buzzword, unprecedented. It's been an unprecedented time. This is probably never going to happen again in our lifetimes. Our kids and their kids are going to learn about it. However you feel about COVID, apart from you bellends with your tinfoil hats, you just can fuck off. It's affected the entire world. The entire population's been affected by this, apart from tribes, I guess, somewhere. But even then, I actually read somewhere that there was a tribe somewhere that was affected by it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I could have sworn I read it somewhere. But anyway,
going to all the ends
it's
of the
destroyed
earth.
Lives.
Yeah.
It's destroyed businesses and livelihoods. It's destroyed people's mental health, physical health. I think the whole thing around shutting gyms and stuff and not prioritising health in terms of like what gyms can offer people physically and mentally. I thought that was mishandled. Any government, whether you hate the Tories or whatever, you're left or right or in the middle, any government would have struggled with this. And hindsight's a beautiful thing, isn't it? And something that we can all learn from. That's why we study history, so we can learn from our mistakes. Yeah. And I do believe any government would have struggled, but don't agree with everything that they done. But the whole thing, I guess, has been a mess. But I think we're starting to come out the other end now that we've got the vaccine. The fact that they turned the vaccine round in such a short space of time,
and so many people have been vaccinated.
Once again, unprecedented. But over 4 million people now, as of the 19th of January, 2021. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's been a mad time. I really wish that obviously none of it had happened, but I think there's still opportunity and there's still positives that can be taken. It just depends on your mindset. Depends on the sort of person you are and the sort of things that you surround yourself with as well. I think it's important. If you're constantly looking at the news and stuff like that, it gets you down.
Fear.
And you're exactly. Yeah, and you're reading comments online that get you down, and then you're allowing the tinfoil hat people, the woke squad, if you like, the woke what
cosmics, I call
wokes. Cosmic scallies, is it?
Yeah, cosmic scallies.
Yeah, fuck off.
Just the cosmics.
Just get a grip. Yeah. And I think if you can ignore that, see past it, and just focus on what positive changes you can make in your life, then you're going to be able to start creating opportunities for yourself. Yeah. But that's my take on it anyway. And we'll get yours in part 2 of The Bar Is Loaded. What's your account of COVID then? So how's it affected you? Give us your 2 cents.
Alright, so obviously this is my actual first lockdown, because where I was in the Yukon there was no first lockdown in March. I actually left just before you went into lockdown. We didn't have a lockdown.
Fucking ran away.
March. Yeah.
Left us with all the shit.
Yep. In the summer.
Pick the pieces up.
Again, no lockdown. And then...
Why was that? Is it because the population's so small? Is it because it's such a rural area? Is it because it's fucking Baltic?
All of that. All
of the above.
All of it, really, because... so, in the whole of the Yukon, in the whole of the territory, there's about 50,000 people, I think. And in Whitehorse, where I was from, there's 35,000 people.
Wow.
So they could contain it really, really quickly.
Well, that's the population of Kenny, isn't it, Scott?
So, yeah, I mean...
Oh, sorry, Anfield.
Anfield?
Population of Anfield?
Yeah. So that's how many people were in Whitehorse. So once someone... There was a few cases, and it got shut down really quickly, because there's not that many people there, they could enforce it more. So they go to the houses and do that sort of thing. And
knock on the door with a shotgun, that sort of thing, or
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And just say people were getting fined or imprisoned. There was a woman that actually went to the pharmacy and said, "Oh, I think I've got COVID, but I need to get me prescription." And
shooting on sight.
Fined.
Oh.
And I don't know if she went to court, but I don't know what happened to her.
She on death row now?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, look, the fine is tame for America. Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why she got the fine, because it's Canada.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. I'm just playing. Teasing.
Yeah, it's mad though. It was mad. They contained it, and anyone that was coming in, they'd just make them isolate.
So they're just super strict. They had a lot of mitigating measures.
Yep. And then when I come back home, when I come back to England, when I was in the airport in Vancouver, that's when Boris wanted to do the lockdown for November.
Yeah. Just as you were coming back.
Just as I was coming back.
Yeah.
But
so you were in the airport when you found this out?
Yeah.
Was you like really tempted to just be like, fuck this?
Go back.
Yeah.
We were, but we
Just
spent
rip your
too much
tickets
money
up.
on flights and stuff, but then, funnily enough, when we came back to Liverpool, there was an outbreak of COVID in Whitehorse. Like there was a lot of people.
You keep dodging these spikes, these outbreaks, these lockdowns.
I know.
Almost.
I was so lucky. I'm really lucky, to be honest, not to even get it. Never mind, like just escaping lockdowns. So this is my first lockdown.
Do you know anyone who's had it?
Yeah, a few people. That I think the second time in November when I first came back, when I did my 2-week isolation, hardly anyone I knew had it. But this lockdown,
Every fucker's got it.
Everyone's got it. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
I think everyone knows someone who's had it now or had it themselves.
Yeah, it's mad.
Madness.
But yeah, so I mean, because this is my first lockdown, it's been fine, ups and downs. But like, I mean, we're only 10 days into it. No, 2 weeks into it.
2 weeks. Yeah, it's the 19th. So
yeah. We're 2 weeks into it.
2 weeks, but it's January, so that's the equivalent of 2 years.
Yeah, January is the worst month for the lockdown as well. It's cold, it's dark, it's damp.
Yesterday it was Blue. Oh no, sorry, that wasn't yesterday, was it? Was it yesterday? Blue Monday or whatever the fuck it's called.
Blue Monday, yeah. Like I seen your post
like
about it.
Stupid bastard trend. That
it's the most depressing day.
Yeah, it's like it's built up to be the most. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to make people feel worse?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, it's okay not to be okay and all that, and have like your you days and your mental health days, but like don't create a trend out of it, for fuck's sake. And then you've got companies trying to capitalise on it. There's a discount for Blue Monday to cheer you up.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
So it's just the corporates.
Oh, that pisses me off. This is why people have got problems with capitalism, because it's in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is an episode for another time.
Yep.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Are we done with COVID? Because we're probably going to be talking about COVID again in about 15 minutes after this, aren't we? Or someone's going to talk to us about it. You can't go a day now without speaking about fucking COVID. I can't wait until we have the episode, we have the show, post-pandemic show, and we can be like, remember COVID? What a good old time.
Everyone's going to be so happy when this lockdown's finished. Everyone can go
back to for about 5 minutes.
The new normal.
For about 5 minutes, and then everyone's going to go back into the taking everything for granted.
Yeah.
So let's hope not, but I think there might be a small amount of people who've maybe changed their mindset and whatnot. But you know, perhaps not.
Speaking of changing mindsets, I think I've gone more all in on certain aspects of what I do. So especially on Instagram, I'm just on Instagram constantly. I'm trying to figure out new ideas, post and stuff, just trying to engage with people and.
Great marketing technique, that.
Yeah, just engaging with people just to make sure, like, even though it's through a screen, I'm trying to give them information that'll help them during lockdown or when they come back to the gym,
Value.
Yeah.
It's key. Not just being on there to consume.
Yep, and I think you're doing exactly the same thing.
That's our babe.
You're welcome.
No, I have really stepped it up. That's one thing that's changed recently. Really stepped it up. We've got a full year planned for content. This is part of it. You might notice we've got a professional setup thanks to #FatDadLifts. Go follow him on Instagram. The man, the myth, the legend, that is Scott Hedges. I don't know whether he wants to be named, but it's out there now. Get on him. What a guy. I'm not going to say. I'm biased because he's also my client, but we wouldn't be doing this with such a professional setup now if it weren't for Mr. Hedges himself.
Yeah, well, look back in the day when me and you used to do it. We used to have a tripod on your phone.
We just done it, didn't we?
Yeah,
it was raw. It was badly edited.
Yep.
Danny Staples hated it all because he had a really high standard for the podcast. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to go tell him.
He's
outside now.
Get him. He won't be able to see you coming, but get him. So he hates us. He hates the podcast. And he can go fuck himself. Just kidding, Dan. I love you. Dan's going to be one of my best men at my wedding, which is taking place in October this year. That's something to look forward to. But that is content for another episode. Should we talk about what we're doing? Why have we revived this? What have we got planned?
So I think for for this season, especially with the lockdown, with COVID, I would like to talk more on like maybe more mental health stuff. I don't think, because obviously we're a powerlifting lift strength podcast, but I think at this moment in time, personally, I think mental health is a big aspect of lifting.
A lot of people will use lifting as a form of escapism.
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed, which became really apparent, and I'll just touch base, buzzword. Fucking hate that. But anyway, yeah, I'll just touch base. Lost my trail of thought. So escapism. Right. When we had to shut the first time, there was so many people who just like fully deteriorated because they didn't have an outlet.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart, genuinely. I'm not even joking. Like, really upset me.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's being able to like do something, do some work or whatever it might be, and like for people to have the gym and tailors in particular as their only way to escape, it like fucked me up. I was like, fucking hell, these people really need to find another reason to exist and something else to look forward to, and but I think that'll be a good topic of conversation to cover. I like the idea of that,
and that's why I started that. Well, I only started it yesterday, but that 30-day challenge of doing different types of fitness, because strength training is not, lifting weights is not the only thing that we can do. Like, people can do cardio, move more, do yoga,
master calisthenics.
There you go.
Yeah, you say that with a lisp.
Calisthenics. But yeah, I mean, there are different avenues, and people need to explore, because they might stumble onto something new, and they might just leave strength training altogether.
Yeah, people do. Look at me. I mean, okay, I haven't left strength training, but I also do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Martial
art. I would never stop doing jiu-jitsu. I'll never stop doing strength training. But my background is fitness. Yeah. During lockdown, because there was the threat of people were actually taking it seriously then, we were running to the gym.
Yeah.
We run to the gym. Yeah, I can be here legally. I've got to be here every day for security purposes anyway. At least check the site to make sure the fucking building isn't on fire or whatever, we've not been broken into, etc, etc, etc. But anyway, because we kind of didn't want to be taking the piss, just like going for a stroll. We actually wanted to take advantage of the fact that we could go outside once a day to begin with, for the run. So yeah, we just ran here every day. So yeah, run, use your body weight, get creative with things.
That's what Scott's been doing
around the home. Yeah, do challenge yourself to do like push-ups and squats or
challenges, anything.
And just try and find a way. If there's a will, there's a way. But you've really got to try and dig deep sometimes, and not always go against the grain. But sometimes you need to. You've got to pick yourself up.
Yeah, and like with me doing this like movement thing that I've been doing for the last today. I mean, I'm gonna put a video up. You'll probably see it. I look like an idiot.
I've seen you on the CCTV.
Yeah, I look like an idiot, don't I?
Yeah, I thought you'd fell out of a tree, but then I realised
what I was doing.
Building, yeah.
Because you're gonna look stupid doing things for the first time, aren't you? You're not gonna you're not expecting to come into into a gym like this and go and squat 200 straight away without practicing to get up to the 200. It's like the same with yoga. You're not going to get into every position, and with the movement thing as well, I look like a fucking idiot. But eventually, hopefully in a couple of weeks, I'll look better, it'll look different, I'll look more elegant. Of an idiot. Yeah,
I would love to see you looking elegant. I mean, that is I've got big hopes. I've got big hopes for your aspirations to become more elegant.
Yeah,
definitely. It'd be a thing. That'd be a milestone, I think, in my life. A highlight.
I'll be
like when Danny Lee done the 2-step in the Raz at 5, 6 in the morning.
I need to. Nights. Do I need to get to that standard of?
Yeah, because nothing's topped it yet.
Okay.
Definitely up there with like just all time major things that have happened in my life. Absolute highlights.
Take it to your grave.
Honestly, yeah, I'll never forget that. If I do, then just do me. My plans for this season, I guess I want to be consistent with this, and the plan is to do a 10-episode season. Have a little hiatus, have a small break, but actually have it all planned out. Whereas previously we would do it like on the fly. We would do it when we were free, and then if 1 week we weren't free, it'd get delayed by 2 weeks, and then there was the video editing, which we've outsourced to Scott now. We've obviously upped the production, which is gonna make it more of an experience for people who watch. I just want to I really want to be consistent with this. I want to help as many people as possible, of course. Improve our exposure to, really just get it out there and try and reach as many people as possible. And if it makes someone smile, if someone can get a little something out of this, whether it's a bit of advice, whether it cheers someone up, whatever, as long as it brings something positive to someone's life, that's my kind of goal for the podcast, and sell as much merch as possible. But no, we've got the old merch on.
The old
we've got
merch
our
on.
PE kits on.
We need new merch.
New merch coming soon. Watch this space, and pre-order start Monday. See that's my kind of thing. I do want to cover more topics than what we did previously, but still touch on things like mental health, nutrition, lifting, life, business, everything. Now that I feel like I've definitely got more experience, but I've got a better perspective of things too. And hindsight's a beautiful thing. I think it'd be good to look back at what we've done and then maybe do part twos or follow-ups on previous topics that we've covered, or maybe go more in depth.
It'll be interesting to see if our opinions have actually changed in in a few years. See how much have we changed as people.
How much do we feel about steroid users and stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean,
good times.
Yeah. I think to be honest, I think both of us have done a lot of growing in the last 2 years.
I've been 6 foot the whole time. So.
Hey. But yeah, I do.
More dad jokes coming in future episodes, so stick around if you want some really poor jokes.
But yeah, I think.
No, I agree.
We'll see.
In all seriousness, I agree.
Yeah, I think we've both changed. Maybe not personality wise, but I think our ways of thinking.
Honestly, my perspective of life now, I feel like I've ascended.
Enlightened.
I've not gone cosmic scally, but I've got such a better grasp of the world now. I feel, and fuck knows how I'm gonna feel in a few years or 10 years or 20 years, because if I feel like this now and I'm like fucking hell, that's how that works, or I'm looking at things differently.
Yeah. The older we are, the wiser we get, maybe.
Yeah, more stubborn as well. But we should probably wrap up. So, quick fire, couple of minutes. We've got 4 minutes. What are your plans as an individual, personally and professionally, 2021?
Okay, so personally, just keep doing what I've been doing for the last couple of months. Self-development, read a lot.
Love it.
Journal more. Just try and hit as many goals, hit as many targets as I can. And I think okay, so for me,
quick fire.
Okay, never mind then.
Don't want stories.
All right, so I just think that by changing my personal development, by making it better, will just make my business better. It'll make my business review better.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's it basically.
Love it. Can't wait to see it happen. Come to fruition.
Yep. And then Taylor's here. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing, keep grinding, and do more, and get more responsibilities. Hustle.
Grind.
Yep.
Entrepreneurial. Love it.
What about you?
For me, bounce back, definitely, because we had so many targets and goals that we were supposed to hit and we didn't. That being said, we did somewhat. We didn't just survive the lockdown, we actually thrived as a result of the work that was done throughout the lockdown, the improvements that we made in the gym, the improvements that we made to the processes, the people that we brought in, like yourself, Chris, etc.
Yep.
Bounce back hard, grow Taylor's exponentially. Help more people ultimately.
Yep.
Grow strongman. Adam, Chris, Pull your fingers out, fellas. Let's go. But yeah, I really want to put our resources behind that, and put our resources behind a new service, Super Total.
Super Total.
Yeah.
Which is another episode.
Yeah, and just be the place, the home of strength sports, but more people know it, you know?
Yeah.
Go just from not just being known locally, but being known nationally and internationally.
Yeah.
Maybe not 2021, but
in the grand scheme of things.
Got a dream.
Yeah. 5
Gotta
years,
aim
10
high.
years.
Yeah, why not, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, smash some goals and smash a few heads in as well. I'm going to go for my second dance. So personally, yeah, go for the next grade in Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, and then start just putting things in place for growing tailors and realising the strategic objective, some of the goals of the strategic objective for the biz, which we can talk about in future episodes.
Yeah, which I'll need to, well, I kind of know some of them, but not all of them.
I'll bring you up to speed.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this pilot episode of The Bar is Loaded. I've been Danny Taylor.
Thomas Regan.
Catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Peace.